If you're teaching online at all this year, there's a good chance you're going to share resources like this one that I've mocked up with assignments for your students to complete. I have this math activity that I'd like my students to complete, and I want them to use my digital base 10 blocks to do that. Now, the digital base 10 blocks are not part of this file, they're part of a different resource. So I can actually take a page from that other resource and add it to this one. I'm going to switch over to the digital resource here, the digital math manipulatives, and I'm going to right click on the thumbnail for the base 10 blocks and copy that page. When I switch back over, I want you to notice here that this page is in letter format and my new file is in widescreen. So that can cause a bit of an issue when you paste it. So I'll paste it over here into the left side in the sidebar. Keep original styles. And you can see that the page is actually quite stretched. The manipulatives themselves don't appear to have changed, which is great. I have no problem with the page looking like this. For some manipulatives though, you're going to see a difference. If I come back here to my, my digital tools and select the money page, copy that and bring it back over into my math file and paste it, you're going to see that the movable pieces actually stretch out. That's not always going to be a big deal. I can highlight them all in this way and move them. Change those dimensions. I want these to look relatively circular again and center it, and we're good to go. This is usable. Some manipulatives, some things such as tangrams and pattern blocks, where the relative sizes of the pieces are really important and the structure, the symmetry of those pieces is important, it's not going to work so well. So you're going to want to look for my next tip in the blog post linked in the comments. But for this purpose, my base 10 blocks look just fine. So I'm going to come back to my original assignment, and I want to actually link this little graphic to the page with the base 10 blocks. So I'm going to use a shape. I'm going to select a rectangular shape here and draw it around that area. And by default, you're going to have that gray background. So I want to come up here to fill color and select transparent. And you'll see that there's a border around it. I don't want the border, so once again, I'll click on that. I'll select border color and once again, transparent. So now it's an invisible box over top of that graphic. I want to right click on that and select link, and I'm going to link that to a different slide in this presentation. So this happens to be slide 2. I'm just going to select next slide. I can select the slide number as well and press apply. And then after I share this with my students, they get started on the solution and they're ready to use the base 10 blocks to solve the problem. They're going to click on that, click the link, and be taken directly to the base 10 blocks page. If this solution doesn't work for your purposes, you're going to want to check out the next tip that I'm sharing in the blog post linked in the description.